Hi, friends. Welcome to the Inspiring Heights podcast. I'm your host, Vanessa Kaiser, and I am so excited to be here with you today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the 12 Days of Christmas series here on Inspiring Heights. Typically, we launch podcasts every other Monday, but seeing as how Christmas is the most amazing and beautiful and wonderful time of the year, we thought there was really nothing better than having 12 days in a row where we could talk about all sorts of fun Christmas things. So we are super glad you're here. Let's get to it. I've been spending some time reflecting on expectations lately. We all have expectations, right? We expect people to stop at red lights, otherwise we wouldn't move when our light turned green. We expect restaurants not to serve us food that will make us sick, otherwise we wouldn't go there. And we expect the postman to deliver the package that we ask him to mail, otherwise we wouldn't give it to them. We expect things of people all the time, but it's not something that we tend to be super aware of or to spend a lot of time thinking about. I also think that we have expectations around activities and specific events and seasons. We all expect December to be full of something, right? For some, it's Christmas cheer, and for others, it's dread or sadness. While our expectations at times can be pure and honorable and good, they can also get us into trouble if we aren't careful. I do assume that the car is going to stop at the red light. But if I don't use my eyes to see when they don't, I'll have an accident. I expect the chef at the restaurant not to serve me undercooked chicken. But if I cut into it and I see that it's raw in the middle, I will get sick if I eat it. It seems like common sense, especially in scenarios like that. But what about when it has to do with the people around us? When we're expecting tension or misery when it comes to spending time with family, how do we handle ourselves? We don't generally go in with like happy smiles and warm hugs. No, because we're not expecting that in return. So maybe we're snappy or we're curt or cold. When we're expecting an enjoyable time with family, we get excited and we go in warm. But if the family's not in the same place as we are, maybe they're stressed or they're struggling with something, whatever it is, we are instantly deflated. We can go from happy to grumpy in a moment. Learning to manage our expectations can help us to serve those around us well, in addition to helping us be where our feet are instead of where we're expecting them to be. To manage our expectations, we first have to be aware of what they are. If we're willing to be honest, it can be somewhat sobering to sit down and consider what our expectations actually are. As we are now officially in this Christmas season, think about what expectations might need to be managed. Is it the Christmas season in general? Is it a specific Christmas tradition, a family gathering, gift giving? I would encourage you to go through this exercise with just one thing in mind. Identify what your expectations are around that one specific thing. Then we move to identifying what we do with those expectations. So, I love Christmas lights, and I adore sitting in our living room with just the Christmas lights on and a cup of hot cocoa or tea. And in my mind, that is like a peaceful and quiet and special time. But if I'm honest with myself, I really expect all of the things to be a certain way in order for me to actually deeply enjoy that time. Like the dog should be sleepy and snuggly, not hyper, not chasing each other around. The house should be cool enough for blankets and slippers, not too hot from cooking dinner. And Ben and I should be having meaningful, deep conversation, not talking about a YouTube video that we watched that day. And honestly, because this has happened for sure, if those things aren't just so, I'm disappointed. And the moment isn't special anymore because my expectations aren't being met. But if I'm willing to be flexible with my expectations by preparing my mind and my heart, playful hyper puppies, and thankful for any conversation that hubby and I are able to carve time out to have, and okay with kicking my slippers off for the evening, I can go into those moments much more ready to be where my feet are. If we know how we tend to approach situations given our expectations, then we have taken back control of our response, our reactions, and our approach. This is hard work, friends. It might not seem that way or sounds easy, but we just so often move through life unaware of our expectations that it's, again, sobering and a little bit like, oh man, I need to pivot there. But the hard work is so worth it because it helps us to meet people where they are and to be present. Okay, friends, it's time for another Christmas tradition moment. I've told you how much I adore Christmas music. Today's Christmas tradition is looking back to the roots of the song Joy to the World. This song was written by Isaac Watts, and he wrote this song after observing many churches approaching worship from a somber posture, missing the opportunity to enjoy the celebration of Christ's birth through worship. Thank you, Isaac Watts. I love this song and all that it stands for. Friends, thank you so much for tuning in today to the 12 Days of Christmas here on Inspiring Heights. We hope that today's episode left you feeling inspired and full of Christmas cheer. Hey, you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Inspiring Heights or on our website, inspiringheights.org. If you haven't already, we would love it if you would subscribe to the podcast and leave a comment so that people who have never listened before have a sense of what the show's about even before they hit play. Okay, friends, until next time, take a deep breath and be inspired where your feet are. Bye for now.